Welcome to Blaine, Minnesota. This is Matt and Alex here. If you're new to the channel, we talk about all things related to what to do, where to live, where to eat, how to enjoy the Twin Cities. This is your guide to living in the Twin Cities. So we're in Blaine, Minnesota today. Alex, where's Blaine?
Blaine is located about 10 miles north of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's really the central hub of the North Metro of the Twin Cities, which means, centrally based, a great location, easy to get into the Twin Cities, but far enough out where you have a little bit more space, you have a little bit more bang for your buck, and a little bit more community base that feels a little bit quieter, a little bit more spacious. Blaine's an awesome community in the northern side of the Twin Cities metro area, and it is around the 5th largest city in the state of Minnesota at a little over 70,000 people in population. And we've actually seen a ton of growth over the past few decades in Blaine. And just in the last 10 years or so, it's gone up nearly 20%. So it's a really big growing city, a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great community areas for families, and some pretty cool locations too if you're looking to have a lot of fun activities during this summer here in Minnesota.
Awesome. So we are at Fogarty Ice Arena and what's the park?
Aquator Park here, so.
So most people, when they think about Blaine, they think of the big landmarks here. The TPC, which is the golf course in Blaine, the National Sports Center, which is the soccer complex and what used to be the home of the United and the Thunder and a couple other professional teams. But what you lived here. What are your favorite places in Blaine?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite places in Blaine are really, it's National Sports Center. I spent a ton of time growing up there playing soccer, playing a bunch of different sports, football and everything like that. So I spent a lot of time in this kind of community in the National Sports Center area, but also some of my other favorite areas. Here in Aquator Park, it's an awesome community-based park with a couple of big shelters here. So a lot of family reunions, a lot of birthday parties, a lot of community events happen here. There's a huge city fair that happens every single year.
At the park?
Yeah, in late June. They have a huge thing. They bring in a ton of amusement park rides and everything like that. So it's an awesome community event.
So, a lot of people that are watching these videos, they want to know, if I'm going to live in that city, what is there to do? So what is there to do in Blaine?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Matt. And there actually is surprisingly a lot of good things to do in Blaine, Minnesota, too. So obviously we touched on National Sports Center. So we have one of the biggest amateur sports facilities in the entire world located right here in Blaine. So that's 52 soccer fields, a community-based golf course, an indoor dome bubble for winter activities in the Schwann Super Rink, formerly Schwann Super Rink, now the National Sports Center Super Rink, that has 4 Olympic-sized sheets of ice and 4 NHL-sized sheets of ice.
To put this in a little bit of context, the 50-some soccer fields at the National Sports Center, you have teams from all over the world that come in to the USA Cup.
Absolutely.
Right?
The USA Cup happens in the middle of July every single year in Blaine, Minnesota, and it's at the National Sports Center, and it's literally 1,200 plus teams in over 60 countries actually bring teams here, and it's one of the biggest weekends for the entire city of Blaine and the entire economy in here in Blaine. So, National Sports Center, awesome place.
And the hockey rinks that are there, I've played in spring tournaments. There's one called the Walleye Chop where teams from Canada, teams from all over the Midwest will come and play in this tournament. It's a huge attraction. Just north of the sports center is the TPC, right?
Yep, TPC. So a private golf course located in Blaine was actually designed with the help of Arnold Palmer.
And so every year the TPC hosts the 3M Open, which as of the time of this recording is an official PGA event, but it's a awesome course. What's the other golf course by the sports center?
Victory Links Golf Course, which is the public golf course located over here in Blaine.
So if golf, soccer, lacrosse, hockey, curling, if any of those are up your alley, there is almost no better city than Blaine to live in. When I was growing up, Blaine was pretty rural.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge city now, huge commercial areas, lots of new development, lots of construction,
Absolutely.
lots of people live here now, but it's still rural, right? Like,
Absolutely.
there's still a lot of outskirts where you
Absolutely.
can go out in the woods and you're in the country, right?
Oh yeah, there's tons of green space, and that's the kind of the unique part about Blaine too, is that it for so many decades it was a rural commuter city. It
Yeah.
really was. There wasn't a ton up here, and it was pretty much most of the people moving a little bit farther out of the cities, still commuting in for work. Now a lot of the infrastructure is built up around it, and we still have a ton of manufacturing centers here, a ton of manufacturing jobs, and a ton of retail now. So that really the infrastructure of the community has grown around here, but there's still a lot of wildlife. You're still really close to a lot of parks and outdoor
Sure.
activities.
From a housing standpoint, there's a lot of new construction in Blaine.
A ton of
isn't
new
there?
construction, yeah. So, the growth in the Twin Cities, at one point in time, Blaine, for a handful of years, did have the most new construction in the Twin Cities. And there's still a lot of great communities. As recently as, 10, 15 years ago, the Lakes development in Blaine is one of the, I guess, nicer and newer developments. And that's kind of built around the Twin Cities, the golf course, the TPC.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it features a ton of man-made lakes, ponds, and bays with a lot of really nice community parks and
Okay.
a lot of walking trails.
What would you say are the top 3 things of living in Blaine? Like, what are you're gonna live here and
Yeah.
you're gonna love blank?
Yeah, I think for me, at least, the biggest things that I like about the community is obviously we touched on National Sports Center. The athletic facilities here you don't find them anywhere else in the state of Minnesota or really in the United States. Like the proximity to high level athletic facilities
Yeah.
for kids with families, for tournament purposes, anything that they have practice facilities, it's an awesome location. It can't be beat. It really can't. When it comes to community-based developments, with exterior walking trails, with parks and community centers, like we have a ton of options up here, a
Sure.
ton of infrastructure that's been built around in the last 20 to 30 years that has really been focused around keeping people in the community and making sure that we have a community atmosphere here that everybody feels happy in, and there's a lot of opportunities for things to do to maximize the Minnesota summers here.
Sure.
And then I would
Which
say
we have great summers here, believe it or not. It's not just always
it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, and I think my third biggest highlight of the community is just the fact that you're like we talked about, you're still close to the Twin Cities. You're 20 minutes away from the heart of the Twin Cities, but you are farther out. You have more space to breathe.
Yeah.
A lot more parks and green spaces and communities to feel like life is a little bit slower out here, but you're still so close to all the different activities, all the different infrastructure that you would want
Sure.
living around the Twin Cities area.
Cool. One of the things we're really big on in this channel is restaurants. Where to go,
Absolutely.
where to eat, where's the best food. So Blaine, where do you go eat in Blaine?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of good restaurant options in Blaine. Some of my personal favorites include Brick's Kitchen and Pub, which is an awesome American kind of traditional meat and potatoes cuisine, but with a lot of twists. So it's a little bit more expensive side in
Okay.
Blaine, but for the food and for the atmosphere you get, it's a really, really cool kitchen and pub.
Is that right by Target?
Yeah, that's right over near Target, and it's right near the National Sports Center, so it borders the field. So if you're dropping your kids off for practice or for tournaments or something like that, parents just go pop over, have a drink, have some food. It's a really good community-based location.
What's the other one right by the Sports Center?
The other one that I really like is the Tipsy Steer. So the Tipsy Steer is part of Invictus Brewing, so they're paired up together in the same location. And Invictus is really the only brewery in Blaine.
Okay.
And it was built around 6 or 7 years ago, back in like the 2014, 2015 range. And it has pretty good beer, but fantastic food, fantastic atmosphere for families. And again, it's a great location because it is right next to so much community-based athletic events, sports fields, activities. So it's really, really fantastic food, a really good atmosphere.
What are some of the other restaurants that you really like?
Yeah, so the other restaurants that I really like for breakfast purposes and for baked goods, Carol's, you cannot beat it in Blaine. Fantastic community-owned, locally owned business in Blaine, and fantastic breakfast. If you like cinnamon rolls, if you like massive pancakes, Monte Cristo is like one of my favorite meals. It's just fantastic. So
Where do you go for sushi?
I go to Hajime personally. Fantastic happy hour deals there, and a really, really nice kind of modern, style, if you would call it that. So very kind of sleek and nice on the inside,
Okay.
but fantastic sushi and really, really reasonably priced too.
Cool. Any other must-hit restaurants if you're here?
Yeah.
Is there a taco place?
There is a taco place, Gilberto's Tacos. So,
Gilberto's.
yeah, that's just
I've heard of
that's
that
just
one.
opened up in a couple of years here, and it's a really small kind of hole-in-the-wall place, but everybody loves their tacos. It's really reasonably priced and fantastic, authentic Mexican cuisine.
Awesome. So Alex, talk a little bit about the schools. What if you are growing up in Blaine? What's the school system look like?
Yeah, so the school system, it's about 19 preschools, I believe 14 elementary schools, 7 middle schools, and 5 high schools in Blaine, Minnesota. And most of that is going to be the public school system, an Hennepin school system. And most students, as they're going through elementary schools all the way up to high school, will end up going to Blaine High School.
Okay.
Which is one of the largest high schools in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And nearly 3,000 students. My graduating class was nearly 850 students, so massive.
And there's 2 other high schools, right?
There are 2 other high schools, so a lot of the other kids will end up going to, if you don't go to Blaine High School, a lot of students will end up going to Coon Rapids High School or Centennial High School.
Okay.
Some will go to Spring Lake Park High School and Andover High School, but the bulk majority of students, I would say probably 70% of all the kids, will be zoned for Blaine High School. Overall, I think the feel of Blaine High School, especially, and a lot of these surrounding high schools, has been good opportunities for post-secondary education and a lot of good prep courses in high school to prepare you for secondary education.
And I know we're talking a lot about Blaine, the Blaine High School, but Centennial, Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, and those are all good schools?
For the most part, yeah. I think Anoka Hennepin is one of the better school districts when it comes to actually ranking amongst parents, amongst everybody who's been in the school district. And Blaine has one of the better in the school district. I think it's the 2nd best rated school in the district.
Okay.
Based on education. So
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and of course, if we're going to talk about the pros of a city, we got to talk about the negatives. So, what is the biggest drawback of living in Blaine?
I think it's 100%, as somebody who's lived in this community, and anybody who lives here will tell you too, it's Highway 65. Highway 65 is one of the most frustrating roads in the North Metro, and I believe in the entire state of Minnesota.
Even if you don't live in Blaine, Highway 65 sucks.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible. So where Blaine starts is really the intersection of Highway 65 and Highway 610 or 100 or Highway 10 here. And pretty much we go from 5 lanes and we zipper merge all the way down to 2 lanes within a course of like 2 miles. And it just makes rush hour an absolute nightmare. For decades, I told myself I will never live off of Highway 65 again. That's the biggest drawback to living in this city.
You know, we're talking about Blaine, but it kind of makes sense in this video to incorporate something that's in another city.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which Bunker Hills is one of the biggest golf courses, recreation centers.
I guess walking areas, parks in the entire North Metro area. And you also have Bunker Beach Outdoor Water Park and Giant Wave Pool, which I'm telling you, if you have kids in the cities, when it's 90+ degrees during the summer, you're gonna want a place to bring them to be able to burn off some of that energy to cool down. And it's a really fantastic location for a lot of families.
That's Blaine in a nutshell. It's, like we said, it is one of the faster growing, exciting cities to live in. So many options to choose from on where to live. So if Blaine sounds interesting to you, if you're looking to move to the Twin Cities and you want more info, obviously hit us up, let us know. We'd love to help you in your search and help you figure out where's the right part of Blaine for you to live. Drop a comment below if there's something we missed. What do you love about the city that we didn't talk about? What restaurants, what places to go? What else do we have to check out so that we can go film some video and bring it to the community here on what makes Blaine so cool in the North Metro in general. So until next time, I'm Matt Adelmann.
I'm Alex Beck.
And thanks for watching your guide to living in the Twin Cities. Blaine has 3 different school districts. It's a really big city, right? If you're worried about class sizes, don't get too scared because Blaine's a very well-funded city.